I love that the only split is we bang. One split. You're telling me you don't have to fight the same enemy type over and over again? What? When you want to complete the game's content and 100% it, and you go out of your way just enjoying the side content, then the gameplay loop has done a good job. This kind of seems like something that you definitely have to get in your library at some point, right? The intercourse speedrun 5-minute video. I want to watch this. 412. That's the intercourse record. Sex enjoyer is the name. Okay. And he's just at the edge of the frame the whole time. This actually looks kind of cool. This is my first time even seeing combat. So what did he just meleeed them and then frost bombed, and now we're just back to like going everywhere. Ooh, it's verticality. Oh my god, what is this jump that like he's going across the world? Wait, so he just sent one of his characters like super far, and wait, what is happening? What? I'm already lost. I love that the only split is we bang. One split. Dude, he's just running. I guess that's like the biggest thing in speedruns, isn't it? His whole chat is just sex enjoyer, use jump. You get through dialogue so fast. He's like cued something here. He's like,
you will join me.
You will join me. Skip, 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 skip. Wait, did he just use like a jump buff so he can get higher? That's actually really, that's dope. Wow, perfectly framed it. He's just jumping over like bridges and shit. Damn, aren't these like all enemies? He's still just fucking jumping through it. Now he's gotta redo it with the other character. I'm just so lost. How are they like... He's controlling one character, sending him all the way to the other side of the map, and then not fighting anything. Is that him clicking? That's just him spamming. This is just him spamming. We're almost to intercourse.
I lead, you follow. So you think. Let's see if you're right.
The updated video there. Wait, that was it?
Lead, you follow.
Oh, I thought this was just another cutscene and he was still trying to spam it and you couldn't.
Think.
We're doing the IGN review for real because I control them more.
Every once in a long while, a game comes along that is so memorable, exciting, fresh, and well written that it sets a new high watermark for an entire genre.
Yeah.
That
that would be like Elden Ring for me.
Baldurs Gate 3 is such an achievement for the tabletop role-playing inspired swords and sorcery adventuring that its BioWare-made predecessors helped popularize decades ago.
I've never really gotten into a game like this, to be honest.
Studios has turned this corner of Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms into a beautiful, detailed world, stocked with too many fully realized, powerfully written...
Look, it does look really, really good. You cannot tell me this doesn't look amazing.
...skillfully voiced characters to count.
The answer was to try. The outcome was to fail.
There are heart-wrenching choices to
Story
be made,
of my life,
alliances
dude.
to be forged, bears to be romanced,
Romance.
and a vast diversity of interesting, challenging turn-based combat encounters.
Different?
I didn't merely enjoy my one.
Did he say various? You're telling me you don't have to fight the same enemy type over and over again? What? Oh my god, I've played too much Diablo. I thought there was only like 5 enemy types. Got fucking Cthulhu over here.
The character creator is one of the best I've seen in a long time, featuring 29 different sub-races with unique abilities and
29?
models.
That's a
if you
lot.
count all the different colors of Dragonborn, at least. Each of the 12 classes have at least 3 specializations that play quite differently, with
Oh
wizards
my
and
God.
clerics getting even...
That's so much replayability, dude. Even if you only end up making like one of this each class, like 12 of them.
more to
Holy
choose
shit.
from. I
That's
just
a
love
lot.
the art direction on every...
This is a lot to get. Like, this gives me like PoE vibes. You look at that skill tree for the first time.
even the outfits. Look how pretty I am. Just look at me.
Kind of weird.
It's not just the static model either. The variety of expressive faces everyone can make and the
It
shocking...
kind of like art style wise, it kind of makes me think of like Witcher, which is totally a good thing. Like, super good thing.
incredible attention to detail extends to the area design and writing as well.
Yeah, it just seems like there's so many different characters and so many like things that you can interact with, but you don't have to. Like, it's different when you have to interact with things. I could be wrong, but it kind of seems like these stories are kind of fleshed out. Like, there's more than just do a really boring task and then get currency. Like, there's characters associated to it that are fun.
Itself, a hub full of life and adventure.
You want to
that came
learn
around to awe
about this
me anew,
area.
even though it took me 90 hours to reach it. Almost every
90?
citizen has something.
I've always valued time at like $1 an hour, pretty much. It kind of makes conversions easy. So if you spend, this game's $60, I would say if you're looking to spend $60, I would want 60 hours of gameplay. So 90 like real good hours is amazing.
At no point have I been able to fall back on a repetitive grinding routine.
That's really cool. Although I will say sometimes there's too much complexity in. You can overdo it if the core gameplay isn't fun and you're just trying to do too many things. Yeah, having so many different obstacles and different ways to play the game, something I think people, like, when you're making games, you don't always understand, is that people want to feel like they're in the game. They want to be like they're the ones making the decisions, and then the set pieces are just really cool and not just watching a movie, you know what I mean? So having variety and making everybody's playthrough different adds that sense of uniqueness to every playthrough.
You think on your feet or you die and reload your last quick save. The combat does take some time to get going, and the first 4 levels or so can feel unnecessarily
Kinda dragging.
brutal due to how fragile your characters are
Yeah.
when they start out.
A lot of games have this where they start off kind of slow or not as fun or difficult just because you haven't really gotten to their main mechanics or to the plot.
Though they do often give you ways to even the odds or avoid combat altogether if you're clever.
That's
Once
super
my
cool.
party
Look at
got
that.
beefed up with 5 levels worth of upgrades and some magic items, I was happily blasting, slashing, and shooting my way through fights using all of the versatile abilities and environmental options at my disposal.
It sounds like this is like a thinking type of game. Like you have to be observing your area and all of the different conditions and statuses and stuff that's going on. It could be kind of complex, which is good. That could be
The story
good.
spans over 3 acts that each took me around 40
Oh
hours
my
to
God.
complete, playing like an obsessive completionist and finishing as many side objectives as I could. Each has a very distinct vibe.
Yeah, that's really dope. That like when you wanna complete the game's content and 100% it, and you go out of your way just enjoying the side content, then the gameplay loop has done a good job. That's like a hallmark of an amazing game.
And look, the really amazing thing is not how big Baldur's Gate 3 is, though. Much has been made of its scope, but I would honestly not have minded if it were around half as long as it is.
Yeah, as long as it's good
the
content.
magic is in how almost none of it feels like filler, no matter how far from the main quest you stray.
Gentlemen, contain yourselves.
Every random house I wandered into or side quest I picked up rewarded me with a memorable,
It's
unique,
never wasting your time.
handcrafted role-playing experience. Even a random note found on the body of a bandit might tell a heartbreaking story about their past, which gives weight to every decision to fight and kill.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's where I get the Witcher vibes, because like in Witcher you do the same stuff. You'd go in any building and there'd be a chest or a body or something, and yeah, they'd have notes or clothing on them, and you know, you can inspect stuff to get a better idea and have secrets on them and stuff. Like that stuff is really cool. Yeah, also real quick, leave a comment, like, subscribe if you're playing Baldur's Gate 3. Third person, it's a little slower, like action-based, turn-based stuff. Not really my type of thing normally, but obviously it's so good. I want to know what you guys think. So yeah, like, leave a comment, subscribe, obviously leave a like. It helps a whole lot.
Even more gratifyingly, the last stretch often called back to things I did and characters I saved like 80 hours ago, which tied the whole tale together and made the world feel even more cohesive. And
every game does padding and stuff to make it look like you have content, but when all of it really matters and it can all be intertwined in when all of your systems and stories and gameplay kind of end up working together instead of on like separate fields, yeah, let it intertwine. It makes it really interesting for it's just a way more compelling game when you never feel like you've done something in the past and it didn't matter. This is my first time hearing about any bugs and shit like that, but obviously I do always expect a game nowadays to come out with some bugs, and a lot of times like really massive games and big games have bugs. I would say a Grand Theft Auto, like Skyrim, a lot of them have bugs and glitches and stuff, and if the rest of the game around it is fun and it's not such an impactful glitch or bug, then nobody really cares. But it's a game like Cyberpunk where these glitches are really impactful and they're really frequent when the game came out, that it can really hinder the performance.
feels almost trivial next to the greatness of everything else.
Yeah, there's just not enough of them.
Always have its share of bugs,
Sure.
especially at launch. And what I experienced was a more than acceptable.
You already said they're coming out with hot
Thought
fixes
I'd
too.
live to perform for the greatest audience in the realms.
Okay, so what do we think? I would say he gave it a whole lot of. I'd say they're gonna give it like a 9. Is it a 9?
The last time they all came together was Dragon Age Origins in 2009.
And you amaze and fuse astounding.
And I can finally say that game and its Infinity Engine predecessors have a worthy successor that not just matched
10? Oh, oh, baby. Oh, shit.
their RPG greatness, but surpassed it.
I checked the comments for a bit. This really is a once in a decade kind of game. Crazy $60, no strings, no passes, no DLC. Wow. First comment kind of just summed up my whole YouTube channel. I would be so cool if a games were $60, no strings, no shops, no passes, no DLC. And matter of fact, I've even said a game like this should have some of these. You're way more willing in a $60 game that has this much content and is this interesting to play. You would be willing to go to a shop or buy a season pass or definitely get DLC if they add like an expansion. Oh my god, everybody will buy it. 70 hours in and just started Act 3. Not just the 10 out of 10 score, but the fact that this review was delayed because the reviewer was so invested in the game and insisted to see the ending shows how monumental this game is. Props to the reviewer for completing it. I'm still in Act 1. A genuine masterpiece. So happy to have discovered Divinity Original Sin. What a delightful game. I'm 45 hours in and haven't finished Act 1 yet. Yeah, it's just so many people saying they've played hours, already gotten their money's worth out of the game basically, and they're still going in, they're still playing, they're still having a good time. If you're tired of getting swindled all the time and you want to just have something to do when you're chilling out, when you're relaxing with the boys, maybe by yourself, if you just don't care, you got work, you got children, you got school, you know, if you're doing stuff with your life, like you're gonna play this for the next couple months, couple years, man. Shit, this doesn't seem like my type of game, like I've said, so I think I might wait for a sale, but this kind of seems like something that you definitely have to get in your library at some point, right?